The season comes down to this: Daytona International Speedway, race 26 of the NASCAR Verizon Cup Series season. Your final chance to make the playoffs. With qualifying rain out on Friday, it is time for the drivers to lock those belts down, and drive 200 miles an hour here at Daytona from where they are on points. The points battle between the 14 and the 8 on the line tonight. Or will a new driver who hasn't locked themselves into the playoffs win tonight and bump the 14 and the 8 out of the playoffs? We've seen crazy things happen at Daytona before, and tonight is a good example of how chaos can happen. Will we see it tonight? And we also have a regular season championship battle between the 5 and the 11. Let's take a look at the drivers to watch for. Of course, the battle tonight, 46 points apart, the 14 and the 8. Tyler Reddick, he must get at least 16 to 17 stage points if he wants a realistic chance to make the playoffs. If not, he has to win. All eyes are going to be on the 8 and the 14 tonight to see which one makes the playoffs and which one won't, or who is the higher in points. Of course, we can have a new winner, and both of them can be eliminated from the playoffs. That's how Daytona is. It's going to be crazy, so everyone keep their eyes on the 14 and the 8, and as long as we don't have a new winner, one of them will make the playoffs. Then at the front, the regular season championship battle, 23 points apart. It's a lot tighter. Denny Hamlin versus Kyle Larson. Of course, points is based on the starting lineup tonight, so they're on the front row, Larson and Hamlin. Team Penske, they're the ones who are dominant on these restrictor plate tracks. They're starting at the front as well. Logano and Blaney starting 4th and 5th. Austin Cindric starting further back. If one of them win, then the 14 of the 8 makes the playoffs. And of course, Logano and Blaney, the two favorites to win tonight here at Daytona, they are ones to watch as well. So will Team Penske continue their dominance at restrictor plate racing? Of course, the possibilities are out there. We can have a new winner. Jones, Buescher, Almirola, all of them, all favorites that have not won a race this year. And they are all in a must-win situation. All have won races in their careers. Can they do it tonight? This will be the most clutch win of their career. Let's go trackside for the command.
Rule Reeves.
Driver, start you engines.
The cars roll off a pit road. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. On the front row, it's Kyle Larson next to the 11 of Denny Hamlin. In row 2, William Byron starts next to Joey Logano. In row 3, Ryan Blaney next to Ross Chastain. In row 4, Christopher Bell next to 2020 Series champion Chase Elliott. In row 5 is the 2017 champ Kevin Harvick next to Kyle Busch. In row 6, Martin Truex, who's locked in on points, and Daniel Suarez. Row 7, Alex Bowman next to Chase Briscoe. In row 8, it's Tyler Reddick and Austin Cindric. Row 9, Eric Jones and Chris Buescher. And in row 10, Eric Almirola, who won here in 2020, and Michael McDowell. Row 11, Ty Gibbs and Bubba Wallace. And in row 12, Austin Dillon, who won here in 2019, and Brad Keselowski. Row 13, Ricky Stenhouse won here in 2017 next to Justin Haley. And in row 14, Cole Custer and Todd Gilliland. Row 15, Corey LaJoie and Harrison Burton. And row 16, Ty Dillon next to Cody Ware. Row 17, BJ McLeod and AJ Allmendinger. Then row 18, Josh Bilicki and Garrett Smithley. Row 19, John Hunter Nemechek and Noah Gragson. And then rounding out the field is Loris Hezemans and Riley Herbst in row 20. Race facts: 160 laps, 400 miles, 35, 60, 65 are the stages. 40 to 47 laps is the pit window. Last chance to make the playoffs for everyone. One spot available. Briscoe and Reddick. That is the battle for the last playoff spot. Justin Haley won here in a rain-shortened race in 2021. He was not eligible to make the playoffs last year, however. Let's get ready to get racing. Green flag in the air. We're racing in Daytona. Competition caution lap 21 for the rains that happened on Friday. Chastain with the big push to Hamlin. Going to go up high. He's in the wall. And around goes Logano in front of the field. And we've got a crash to end stage 1. Caution waves. And Denny Hamlin will get the stage win. But we've got a crash to end stage 1. The one car, Chastain just tried to go up and clear Logano. He got into the wall. And then Logano goes around in front of his teammate Blaney, Byron, Harvick, and Bell. All in this one. Kyle Busch got spun off the front bumper of the 99 of Daniel Suarez. Just Chastain came across Logano's bumper and then upset Chastain's car, who hooked it dead right into the outside wall, and it also upset Logano's car. That disrupted him. And then you can see he spins in front of Blaney, who hits him. Byron with some hard contact. Harvick and Bell don't have that bad of contact. Kyle Busch will continue as well. As you can see, 7 cars involved in this one. As, of course, most of them are going to be able to continue. Harvick, Chastain, Blaney, Bell, and Kyle Busch will all be able to continue. Logano and Byron are the only ones out. Here are your results for Stage 1. Denny Hamlin with the stage win. Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, and Ryan Blaney. Chase Briscoe grabbing a stage point there. As now here comes the run, and around goes the 42 at Ty Dillon, who's going to spin into the wet grass. We've got a caution with 10 laps to go in stage number 2. And this is going to change everything right here. As you see the Dillons working together, then Austin Cindric just gives Ty Dillon a bit of a boost. You can see the 42 is falling back on the inside line. And then the 2 just gave him too big of a push. That upset the 42, and around he went. Yeah, the Dillons were working very nicely together. Then, of course, that happens and brings out a caution. Of course, Ty Dillon, who's been doing really well on the plate tracks, this is not what he wanted. He brings out the caution here late in stage 2. Austin Dillon wins stage 2. His first stage win since 2019. He gets over Austin Cindric, Eric Almirola, Denny Hamlin, and John Hunter Nemechek. Tyler Reddick grabbing some crucial stage points. As now Hamlin going to push Cindric. Almirola falling back. We had a crash. Turn 2, and Chase Briscoe's involved, as well as Noah Gragson, Chase Elliott, and Martin Truex Jr. have all spun in turn 2. So the 37 of Gragson was falling back on the outside, and just Elliott got into him, turned him, Truex nowhere to go, and then LaJoie spins into Briscoe, and then it looks like Chris Buescher got turned by Kyle Busch, who may have gotten ran into the back too. Just a stack up, and about 6 or 7 cars involved in this one, but no extensive damage to any of the cars. You can see the cars involved, 7 of them, 7 of them, including LaJoie, Elliott, Briscoe, Buescher, Kyle Busch, Truex, and Noah Gragson. As now Hamlin coming on the outside. Trouble! Austin Dillon up into the air. And he collects Stenhouse, Nemechek, Haley, and others. And we've got a crash coming out of turn 4. And it has just been a wreck fest this race. Look at Stenhouse. Looks like got turned by Nemechek, who got a run. And then look at the 3 car right here up into the air from the contact off the 54 of John Hunter Nemechek. Yeah, Stenhouse got turned. He turns Dillon. He goes up into the air. Ty Gibbs gets turned by Alex Bowman. He hits the inside wall. Justin Haley hits Ricky Stenhouse head on. And then Michael McDowell, I believe, was involved in this one as well. Look at that 3 car get up off the ground there. Here it is in real time. Thank goodness everyone's okay. Not the first time you see a car get up in the air off turn 4 at Daytona. 6 cars involved in this one. 5 of them out of the race. Michael McDowell, the only one that will be able to continue. Three by three all the way back. Hamlin gets turned up in front of the pack. Everyone's collected. And we've got a caution. Everyone involved. Who got through? I think it was Brad Keselowski. And we've got cars littered in the grass here in turn 3 and turn 4. My goodness. A lot of cars on pit road. A lot of them have taken the hard left-hand turn back to the garage area. We are under the red flag. And yes, Brad Keselowski's being scored the leader. Looks like Bubba just pushed Denny too hard into 3. You know, it's starting to get down to crunch time. Track position's key. And this takes out a lot of cars who had a chance to win their way in. The 8 is done. His playoff chances are over. Almirola's done. Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones, all drivers who had great chances to make the playoffs coming into tonight. And all of their chances are done off one bad push from Bubba Wallace to his owner, Denny Hamlin, into turn 3. Here it is real time. You can see Bubba pushing this really aggressive. You can't push into the corners on these super speedways or else bad things are going to happen. In that case, that was the bad thing. Bubba slides up, collects Jones. Keselowski, Gillen, Harvick all get through. Here it is one last time. Hard hit for Denny Hamlin. Straight up into the wall. Look at all those names. Chastain, Cindric, Reddick. Allmendinger was in this. Burton. Riley Herbst in the 32. Man. There's still more. We got to have a whole second page right here. But 15 cars collected in turn 3. Cleanup continues from the World Center of Racing. We'll be right back for the restart. Under 20 laps to go. Off of turn 4, being pushed by his owner, Chris Buescher has won his way into the playoffs, and there's a big crash behind coming to the finish line. Chris Buescher has knocked Chase Briscoe from the playoffs and gets his second career win. The last time he won was 5 years ago. He'll burn it down, and here are your results. Chris Buescher, who won the Daytona 500 in Season 2, back in 2017, has gotten his second career win, and it's enough to lock him into the postseason. What a drive by the 17 teams. You take a look at the results. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. But at the line, the 7 got turned by the 21, who turned into the 34, who spun back up and collected the 19, and there was a pretty big crash coming to the finish. Look at all the names that DNF. This was a wreck fest. And now, 15 winners have locked themselves into the playoffs. Of course, 16 on the year because of Allmendinger winning at Coda. And thanks to Kyle Larson finishing dead last, Denny Hamlin's won the regular season championship and will get 15 extra points going into Darlington next week. Here it is. Here are your points. Denny Hamlin, of course, the regular season champion. 15 different winners. And Martin Truex will points his way in, 70 points in front of Chase Briscoe. Him and Reddick put up very strong seasons. Both finished second and were close to victory. And both will miss the playoffs. Jones, Almirola, Bubba Wallace were also close. Brad Keselowski, even though he doesn't make the playoffs as a driver, he made the playoffs as an owner. So that's still good news for him. Austin Dillon won stage 2. And then all these guys, they, of course, had no chance. But the next race will be the Cookout Southern 500 to start the playoffs for the Verizon Cup Series. Will we have a repeat champion, or will we have a new champion? There's only one way to find out, and we'll start it at Darlington. This is ASC signing off.